Hello, my name is Scott Workman. I am the founder of Friends of the Original Constitution. We are suing the federal government and over 140 monopolists for $500 trillion to take back what they have stolen from us, and additionally for bribery, treason, fraud, murder, corruption, collusion, conspiracy, pedophilia, sex trafficking, slavery, and kidnapping, for conspiring with the American Medical Association, the CDC, and Big Pharma in extortion, exploitation, and disease racketeering schemes. They've destroyed our health, our freedoms, our liberty, and have stolen our constitutional government. Today, we are exposing the federal government as a fraudulent government that supplanted our constitutional government with a foreign corporation that is masquerading as our government. The top leadership in the federal government are criminals that are conspiring with monopolists in their genocidal plans to overthrow the freedom of all lands, nations, and countries. Friends of the Original Constitution is organizing a constitutional convention and court to prosecute the following: all leadership in the federal government, the American Medical Association, the CDC, all pharmaceutical companies, all vaccine companies, big chemical companies, all leadership of Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox, and MSNBC, the 5G networks, the World Health Organization, Bill Gates, George Soros, Bill and Hillary Clinton, the Rockefeller Empire, Anthony Fauci, Big Oil, the Federal Reserve Bank, and many more. You can find the full list of defendants on our complaint and lawsuit. We the people, united in majority, hold all authority and jurisdiction in this country, and we hereby revoke our consent, revoke our signatures on all contracts, rescind any authority given, and revoke the jurisdiction of the federal corporation fraudulent crime organization masquerading as our government. We consent only to be under the jurisdiction of the Constitutional Convention and Court, where our constitutional government will be restored and the defendants in this lawsuit will be tried for their crimes against us. We authorize a first delegate, Judge and General Chairman Scott Workman. We call upon all states to elect delegates for this constitutional convention and court, and authorize them to prosecute and judge all matters of the lawsuit, to restore our constitutional government according to the Declaration of Restoration, dated July 6, 2021, 7621. We the people's signature on the Declaration of Restoration authorizes everything we are going to accomplish at the Constitutional Convention and Court. Upon our success, everyone in the USA, except the defendants, will receive one or more of the following: $100,000 to every adult, a one-time forgiveness of all your debts, all mortgages, taxes, loans, all debts forgiven, $200,000 to every small business, $500,000 to whistleblowers, $200,000 to those who've lost their home or apartment, millions to large businesses, banks, and private lenders, $1 million to farms, $100,000 to restaurants and grocery stores, $1 million to doctors, $218,000 to nurses, $1 million to public and private K-12 schools, $50 million to colleges and universities, non-defendant employees of ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter will become the new ownership of these companies. Trillions will be given, not loaned, but given to individuals and businesses to turn this economy around and end this criminal reign of tyranny forever. Trillions will be given to those families who've lost loved ones due to the COVID-19 vaccine. Billions will be given to the scientists who develop a reversing agent for the COVID-19 vaccine. And there's more. All leadership in the federal government will be fired. The IRS, income taxes, and property taxes will be permanently eliminated. All authority to govern schools given back to the parents and the states. The Federal Reserve Bank eliminated and its assets transferred to a citizen-owned central bank. A new social safety net, including a new actual health care system. A new seniors retirement program, increased to $2,500 per month per person, and a college student program funded by our new citizen-owned central bank. A restoration of liberty, our freedoms, and the original Constitution. We'll amend it to stop any future corruption before it can ever start. Trillions will be allocated to anyone who supports this movement throughout the world. And after we are successful, the amount of 100 times the original donation will be allocated to all donors, funded by we the people's new central bank. And this is just a small sampling of what we are going to accomplish at the Constitutional Convention and Court. Check our website for more details. We are doing what James Madison did in 1787. We are calling for a convention of the states, or a constitutional convention. But instead of creating a new form of government, we are going to restore the original government and restore the original Constitution that was stolen from us by thieves, liars, criminals, monopolists, and wannabe dictators. We don't need a revolution to get this job done. We don't need a declaration of independence. We don't need to gain independence from ourselves. We just need a declaration of restoration, which I've written, declaring our intentions to the world, which I've just done, exposing the federal corporation, fraudulent crime organization masquerading as our government. These thieves, criminals, and liars have deceived us. And it is our intention to peacefully restore our constitutional government according to Article 5 of the original Constitution, for the very purposes I'm talking about today. And your signature on the Declaration of Restoration authorizes it. It also authorizes the interim constitutional government, convention, and court. And we hereby notify the defendants as follows. You, the defendants, are hereby served with the following cease and desist orders and official injunctions to immediately stop the following: disease exploitation, extortion, and racketeering, propaganda and false narratives such as the COVID-19 pandemic, hiding or suppressing the truth, advertising the effectiveness of vaccines, drugs, and unnatural products, the oppression and suppression of natural remedies, the enforcement of mandates, orders, or laws that force people to do anything unconstitutional, including but not limited to shutdowns, vaccinations, medications, face masks, social distancing, or stay-at-home orders. Liberty, which is freedom of choice, cannot be taken away, only by way of legitimate due process of law as spelled out in the original Constitution. This court orders all health departments closed effective immediately. All positions, all employment are hereby terminated. Trade associations are not allowed to monopolize, dictate, govern, enforce, or act in any way regarding the people's health. A new healthcare system will be established and based on a keep you well system and liberty. It will be a multi-healthcare system, including but not limited to naturopathic, holistic, homeopathic, quantum frequency, essential oils, chiropractic, allopathic, etc. This court orders full disclosure to patients of the health risks of drugs and vaccines prescribed by the trade association known as the American Medical Association. No one can prohibit or prevent doctors, nurses, or pharmacists from merging their practices with or health insurance industry paying for natural products or services. No one can prohibit or restrict the free exercise of speech, peaceable assembly, religion, or any other rights guaranteed by the Constitution. No one can prohibit or prevent inventions such as hydrogen fuels, natural remedies, organic products, alternative or free energies, etc. This court orders the cease and desist of genetically modified seeds, as well as the use of unnatural chemical pesticides. We order the immediate cease and desist of fluoride being added to the water supplies of this country. We order the immediate cease and desist of any IRS activities. We order all 5G network companies to cease and desist all activity related to 5G. We order the immediate cease and desist of any elections, except resolutions by the states and territories to call for a constitutional convention and court, and to elect delegates as set forth in chapters 5 and 7 of Scott Workman's book, Map of Thieves. Any attempt by the federal corporation fraudulent crime organization masquerading as our government to issue gag orders, hinder the truth, violate liberty, the Constitution, to threaten the people, the press, or whistleblowers are of none effect and null and void. Classified documents cannot be excluded in discovery, and any attempt to redact, alter, destroy, or hide the truth from the people will have serious consequences. All documents demanded must be immediately surrendered without redaction by all defendants, no exceptions. This court orders that no convicted defendant will receive any benefits from this lawsuit or be able to participate in the incentive programs as listed in the complaint. This court orders that anyone who attempts to suppress, mandate, or legislate against the truth, we the people, this court, this lawsuit, or the Constitutional Convention and court, or who continue on in any unconstitutional activities, will be added to the list of defendants in the complaint and will be subject to all consequences listed in the lawsuit, including but not limited to loss of assets and possessions and employment, and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent, and they will lose their ability to participate in the programs and incentives as listed in the complaint. To all the defendants, due process has now been served on you. This court declares the following. Any form of mass communication, including but not limited to the internet, email, blogs, platforms, news, media, television, radio, print, flyers, word of mouth, rallies, peaceable assemblies that broadcast the complaint will serve as the notification to the defendants and will be the lawful means of issuance, delivery, and acceptance of the service of process for the Constitutional Convention and Court, and all the proceedings there pertaining. We declare your COVID-19 pandemic an illegal racketeering and extortion scheme. You, a criminal organization, a fraudulent corporation that is masquerading as our government and controlled by monopolists, have created a problem for the purpose of solving the problem by extortion. You've coerced the mainstream media to fill us with fear by your propaganda and intimidated people throughout the world that if they don't go along with your mandates, they will lose their lives or their livelihoods. You are an ongoing criminal enterprise that has stolen our constitutional government, our liberty, our health, and our freedoms. We, the people, are reclaiming the trillions of dollars that these criminals have extorted from us, as well as the truth about what really causes disease and what really cures disease. We intend to prosecute them for their crimes. Up until now, we've been playing in their ballpark, by their rules. That's the problem. Their ballpark, their rules. That's why nothing has changed and why no movement has gotten anywhere until now. Because when you play by their rules, you are not standing in a constitutional ballpark or jurisdiction. What we've done today is expose their fraudulent ballpark and revoked their authority and jurisdiction. We're restoring the original ballpark where we the people are its rightful authority. They must now play in our ballpark by our rules. They are now under our authority and our jurisdiction. We the people can do whatever we agree to do at the Constitutional Convention and Court. Your signature on the Declaration of Restoration authorizes it. Go now to friendsoftheoriginalconstitution.org and sign the Declaration of Restoration as a citizen of the United States and become a plaintiff in our lawsuit. Discover the benefits that are available to you. Join this cause of liberty. Become a refounder and a co-restorer of our constitutional government. You have everything to gain and a fraudulent government to lose. Tell everyone you know about this movement. The sooner we get enough signatures on the Declaration of Restoration, the sooner we can hold the Constitutional Convention and Court and retrieve our stolen treasure. May God grant us success.